Well, hello there, YouTube.
Well, I thought I'd come out here and start the vlog because about 15 minutes ago, well, maybe about half an hour, it was sunshiny and 75 degrees. Now it's cloudy and 70. It's about 1:30 in the afternoon, and at about 3, it's supposed to downpour out here. But it's only going to last from like 3 to 5 or something like that, or 3 to 6. But Kelly's in there doing crafty stuff, doing all kinds of investigating garbage, and got sidetracked. Still in the middle of building yesterday's vlog. It's been one of those days. What are you doing over there, Sashi? Sashi. She goes, I'm eating stuff. Always find stuff to nibble on. There's Annie. Forever increasing the Annie rut. But yeah, man, it changed quick. It was just crazy windy. That's what Kelly goes, you better go vlog something because it's going to rain here in a second. I go, yeah, it sounds like it's about to knock the house over out there. It's nuts how windy it's been out here. I got the old windsock on. The old dead kitty, as they call it. But at any rate, it's Saturday the 20th of April. That's where it's all coming from, right there. Man, that didn't take that long at all for that to come in. So Kelly was saying we're sitting there on the porch talking about it, looking at the beautiful sunshine and looking toward the south and what was coming at us. And she was going, yeah, all that wind is usually bringing something in or taking something out. And boy, here it is. She's on us. Hey, welcome to Saturday. So the rain has kind of come and gone a few times. It's 5:30 in the afternoon. So I found the transmission issue with this thing, what was going on. And every once in a while when we come home, you put it in park and you get a flashing drive light. The little D would flash. And so anyway, I was joined this CRV tech thing. Anyway, found the code. Very common issue with these things, that P0845. It's the third clutch pressure switch, center circuit, B circuit. But anyway, save that. Anyway, very common with it. And the electric door thing, it won't open because it don't open this. It won't open the rest. There's the switch in there needs to be replaced. I don't know if this camera even focuses on that, but it never threw. They said you gotta have a decent code reader, so I pulled out my Autel here. I think I've showed you this thing before. You know, man, I've had that thing a while. I was looking up to see if there's any updates, and I registered this thing the night I got it, and that was August 2nd of 2022. That's crazy. Where does all that time go? So yeah, the switch in here, but that transmission looks like get conflicting stuff. Some say you can get to it through. One guy was showing where that switch is not. So I'll have to do some more research on that. But anyway, don't buy the aftermarket. They say you'll be putting another one in pretty soon. So I'll go to Honda. I'll just get it from because I get it at employee pricing, because we're part of the Dick Hanna group. We have the serpentine belt on. It's on hold for us. That's been several weeks ago. But anyway, good prices on all that stuff. So, and I'll do another. I was looking. It's transmissions due for another flush anyway. But I was just going to check the level on it. I don't know how long it's been since I checked the level, but anyway, gotta love a good old scan tool. I almost attempted, because I keep a little one in the glove box there, and I'm curious to see if it shows up on there too. They said be careful, sometimes they don't, but ended up watching a couple of videos. Some guys were using them really cheap ones and it was pulling up, so having to have something fancy, I don't know. But at any rate, I found the problem to that. Why that idle thing shouldn't have anything to do with that. I have no earthly idea what happened with that. And then we drove to Home Depot that night, and yeah, it just went away. Crazy things. But also, I guess, your transmission fluid's really old, you don't take care of it, you can also get that flashing D as well. Because but anyway, the biggest thing is the pressure. But I guess if that pressure thing was getting the wrong signal, it could be telling ECM something funky, and maybe that's what was causing it, the idle. But I didn't see anything about that. But anyway, a little update of what I was doing here. Well, one of the things I wanted to do today is get that metal transmission installed. And I'm going to use the it's got 20% underdrive, which makes it feel like it's got 20% overdrive. So it has the same effect. It does it with the transfer case. But anyway, it's all metal. All the transmission will be metal now. Even the gears not related to the gear ratio. And it's got a different shaft. And that hexagon shaft, it wasn't specifically to eliminate the cross pins. It was to make the gears smaller because of the ratios, the extreme change in ratio of the gears. And also, I got some Injora silicone tire foams. I guess you don't call them foams anymore, but tire inserts. So they got some good, sidewall strength and super soft. I went with the greens, which is the softer ones, because these tires are super soft, but I don't want to be hard. So I don't know, maybe these greens, they seem awfully big, but the specs for them said they'll work. But the nice thing is, you do water crossings and stuff, it's best when your tires can breathe, for crawling and stuff. But if you get water inside there, it deteriorates the foams fairly quick, unless you take your beadlock wheels apart and dry the foams out. You can squeeze out what you can, but that doesn't always get them. And people put holes on the outside of the tires so you can, rev it up, let it centrifugally spin out, but still it doesn't do the best to get them out. But over time they'll deteriorate. Now, who knows, these silicone inserts could do the same. So before, there's fancier ones of these from different companies, but this is my first attempt at using silicone inserts. I know Doug got all kinds of really cool things and had great effects, results. So that anyway, these are just put something nice and slow, because this is a nice slow car, truck, whatever you want to call it. But get this transmixer in there, and then we'll experiment with the wheels. I don't know how long it takes to take the beadlugs apart. You got to look carefully. Not all of those are bolts. They're every other. You can actually see the difference between the plastic molded one and an actual bolt there, like you can see there. Anyway, let's play a little bit. No money. Mama's doing her hobby stuff today, or crafty stuff. So I'm gonna do my hobby stuff. Well, one and the same, I guess. Okay, first thing we gotta do is pull the transmission / transfer case out of it. It's just these 3 bolts on the bottom. They have simplified this thing to no end. And when you lift this thing up, you can pull all 3 shafts apart. You gotta pay attention, because it's like short or long, medium, short. You just need to remember which one goes to where, because you're going to take all this stuff apart. You're going to take these off. That's what I do. Best invention ever was the phone on your camera. Take a couple of shots, and when you go back together, you know where everything goes. And if you get a little confused, refer to photos in your camera. Man, I used to do that with little pocket digital cameras. Always had one, them little Canon, whatever those things called, the Elfs, S100s. I don't know. The last one I was using, it's like a 210. I don't remember what they were. It got super small. Took really good pictures, and yeah, I took photos of everything. Then I'd upload them to something, Photo Bucket or whatever was popular at the time, so that I could look at them on my phone. Because your camera phones were less than good, and depending on what phone you had, it just was useless back in the early days. And the old Palm Pilots and the Pocket PCs, the early ones, they're having a camera in that thing was an afterthought. And little did you ever know that you could have a phone in a Palm Pilot. Things changed quick back in those days. Now you look at it and go, that was so old school. Anyway, pop this thing out. And later on, when you change your ratios, you just take these two screws out. You got to take this one shaft off, and just the door, you just open this thing up and just pop and swap the gears. Just simple as that. Quick exchange. Super, super cool. Anyway, let's dive into this bad boy. So just like that, the transmission, which is the front part. So the front shaft is always going to go, it's going to be a fixed speed. And you're changing the transfer case gears to more or lessen the rear drive. So I'm gonna, like I said, it's 20 now. I'm gonna go with the 28. I have the option of a 37% underdriven rear. I probably will end up putting the 20%, but the nice thing is it'll all be metal. That's cool. All right. So surprisingly, there's very little grease in that transmission. I mean, there's enough, but it wasn't a whole lot. So this will become the transmission gears, which you can't even see yet. These are the rear drive. So this is one you're going to reduce for the reduction. So you don't see these yet. But this is the 20%, 28%, and 37%. I'm going to go with the 28. I'll put the 20 and the 37 aside. So this is what's going to be going in there. And then this one shaft here will get replaced with this one. This one's got I can actually pull it out here, I think. You'll see it's got pins. If I can get it out of here one-handed. There we are. Yep, almost lost one of the pins. There's a pin on that side. And there's, wow, that's really dry inside there. I mean, it's got grease where it needs grease. But you got this cover you got to take off to get that other gear out that's driving the front, because that's fixed. This will always be fixed up front. Cool beans. She's gonna be greased a little differently when I go back together. There we go. There's all the old plastic ones into one shaft that's not being used. All the metal gears. Boy, that made that transmission definitely heavier. You want to get everything greased, but you don't want to like pack it in there, because too much grease creates a lot of, well, friction. All that's left is to put this cover on, and this to cover is your quick access cover to change these two gears to either 20% or 37%. And you got, the markings on this. This is the 18 and 26, and this one's the 17. I can't really read it. And 28. 16, 20, oh, whatever it is. But anyway, I'm using the 17 and 27, which should be 28% underdrive on the rear. Yep, rear, front, rear. The dirt I got on that thing. I must have been out there having fun last time I was out there, goofing around with something. But yeah, I ended up running out of time here and not do anything with the tires. But running late here while the sun, everything's shining out there. Probably go out there and do a goodbye. The dogs are all laid out and relaxed. All the pieces of the drive shaft, none of those had any Loctite on them. The set screws for the universal joints where they tie into the shafts here. They said, make sure you look at all those. Make sure they got a Loctite on them. So I need to clean them all off with some, rubbing alcohol or whatever. I've done the ones on the output shafts because I had those apart because you remember I had to go in there and set those pinion. How the pinion's a two-piece thing, which is very strange. But just Loctite them, so I'll Loctite these when I go back together. It's gonna be very nice. With the metal gears in the Gen, what I put that in? Oh, the Marksman. Put those in. Oh, that really quieted that truck down. And this thing's so quiet anyway. And there is enough grease to be on that the gears weren't running dry, but it was minimal at best. But technically that's enough. But there's so many little dry spots. It's like they just hit spots, and they assumed over time they would spread between the gears. I literally go through with a little brush and just make sure it's in every tooth, and all my little different sticks for applying stuff. But anyway, I think I'll roll on that and call it in to goofing around with this. I'll mess with the tires either later on tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. It'd be cool to see how those. I'm afraid that may create some bounce or something because there's no dampening. The foam kind of has a dampening effect. Well, I may be wrong, but it just seems like those things would bounce like a Super Ball or something, Anyway, on that, I'll bail out on this. Well, the recording part, I'm keep going till I'm done. So, well, hello there, YouTube. Look at this as the day comes to the end. The weather starts turning nice again.
Of course, that's always the way.
That's the way it was supposed to be, but it's all right. Fiddle around with crafts and hobbies and figured out the CRV and just a bunch of relaxed time.
Yeah.
Sitting around watching videos, studying things and analyzing things and just relaxing. Nice. It's weird. It went from 75 down to 50.
Yep.
I don't know what it
like
is now. That sun pops back out. It'll probably warm up and feel nice.
Yeah. Right now it's kind of chilly.
Yeah. But anyway, appreciate you guys hanging out around with us, and we'll call it a Saturday on that.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We really do appreciate it. We will talk to you tomorrow. Same smoke time, same smoke channel. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And you guys have an amazing Sunday or Monday.
Heck yeah. All right.
We'll see you in the morning.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye now.